Well, hello there, you amazing, beautiful, wonderful people. This is video 2 of 2. Yes, that's right, 2 of 2. It's 2 for Friday. You're looking at absolutely amazing. And I'm going to get straight into the meat and potatoes. This is Friday. We're all on half day, ain't we? All on half day. So we'll get into it, get out of it, and you can get on with your day. So we've got two things to cover today. After this first segment, we're going to be talking about Bethany Funk and Dylan Mortensen, as Judge Hippler says that he'll leave a couple of seats for them in case they want to turn up, but he doubts it. They've been treated badly on media, obviously referring to the likes of YouTube and TikTok and things like that, because they haven't really been treated badly by mainstream media, have they? But let's get into this first bit first, because this is reference the bombshell that is Idaho murders bombshell, as Brian Kohberger names another suspect. Brian Kohberger has named an alternative suspect who he claims is the real killer for the 4 University of Idaho students in a bombshell move just weeks before he goes on trial for his life. The quadruple homicide suspect returned to the courtroom in Ada County, Idaho, Thursday morning, where Judge Stephen Hippler is expected to make a series of last-ditch decisions that will shape his looming capital murder trial this summer. I did a video earlier on today because of the 2 recent docs that have been filed in reference to the Dateline hit piece that was done and the catastrophic ramifications that could have. If you missed it, please go and watch it. I'll pin the link down below. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, like the videos. It helps. It's free, $3.99, baby. And it helps the channel get out to more people who are willing and able to look outside of the box. Do you know what I mean? May not just take everything that they're told as gospel. In the 11th hour move to save him from the firing squad, the 30-year-old suspected killer's defense took the explosive step of pointing the finger at another suspect. Who this suspect is and what evidence the defense has that could tie them to the brutal murders remains a mystery. It could be blood, DNA. It could have been tested and brought up a name. Could be a green car even. Who knows? It will be interesting to see what happens over the next coming days, but who knows? The judge ordered that the filing remain under seal, keeping it cloaked in secrecy until trial. Well, it's obviously right to cover this one in secrecy because it's literally naming someone. So you know what would happen if they named somebody. Look what happened to Brian. The criminology PhD student's defense team has previously revealed plans to argue he was framed and that 2 killers must have committed the shocking crime. In the comments, it's, you know, they're obviously calling Ann Taylor every name under the sun, saying she's a lunatic and so on and so forth. But I think we do have to consider that there is a potential that other people are involved. I think if you're completely 100% pushing this off the table, then that would be wrong at this stage. Judge Hippler gave Kohberger's attorney a deadline of May 23rd to hand over whatever actual evidence you have that supports those allegations other than just allegations. So are we going to see perhaps someone's work from YouTube be put into the docket? Who knows? Who knows? It's possible. Keep your eyes peeled. He also ordered the defense to provide for me how it is you believe that what you're offering is admissible at trial. The state will then have until June the 6th to respond to the defense's claims before the 2 sides battle it out in a hearing later that month. The judge will then rule whether or not the jury can hear about this alternate suspect at trial. The explosive move from Kohberger's team comes less than a week after bombshell new details emerged in the case, including his phone calls to a family member after the murders, his chilling porn choices, and disturbing online searches about serial killer Ted Bundy. Is it really disturbing for a criminology student to search Ted Bundy? If it is, fuck me. I hope they don't ever look through mine. Kohberger is facing the death penalty if convicted of the brutal murders of Katie Gonsalves, Madison Mogans, Anna Knodel, and Ethan Chapin. And there he is. I'm guessing that this was a shot from yesterday, when I'm guessing at some point Brian Kohberger probably thought to himself, I'm okay, just shoot me now. Because I got to a point where I felt like a victim of this crime. The crime being having to sit through that hearing. But anyway, During that hearing, I don't know. Let me know down below what you think about the alternative suspect. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts and feelings, especially if you're someone who is a little bit closed-minded and feel that Brian Kohberger has been proven to be the person who did this crime. But also, if you are willing to sort of step outside that narrative and contemplate the possibility of alternatives, which I'm in that camp. But during that hearing, Judge Hippler would turn around and he would reference 2 seats that he would be saving on behalf of Bethany Funk and Dylan Mortensen. So it would appear that they're not being subpoenaed to attend trial to be witnesses. They're just going to take statements, which I find that a little bit weird, considering that Dylan Mortensen is about as good as being a witness as I am as being, I don't know, a world-renowned ballet dancer. Because she even claimed herself that she was pissed off her face and didn't really know what the fuck was going on. But the judge claims that she is someone who could be used as an eyewitness and possibly the last person or the only person to see whoever did this. And they constantly refer to the fact that she has consistently raised the issue of bushy eyebrows, which has also been allowed in the trial, despite the fact that she never even raised bushy eyebrows herself. She was kind of angled into saying bushy eyebrows and then jumped fully on board with it in their like fucking swimwear. But that's by the by. We've all got thoughts and feelings around it. But what I did find interesting was that Stephen Hippler had turned around and said, look, I wouldn't blame them if they don't want to come because of the treatment of them online. And I just want to address that and say, look, with respect of the videos and content and comments that we've made surrounding Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk, it's not about hate. I don't hate them. I don't hate them. I don't wish them any ill will. I just don't believe a fucking word that they say. I don't believe that the entire narrative around what happened in the aftermath of this crime is believable. It's ludicrous to me. Absolutely ludicrous to me. And the fact that some of the things, such as Xana Canodal's door being shut, that kind of made some of it make sense. It didn't excuse it, but you find out that Xana Canodal's door was actually open, and one, possibly 2 of these even saw Xana Canodal in the fucking doorway on the floor, seemingly in a pool of blood, and didn't do fuck all for 8 hours. I just find that bewildering that people don't feel that that's going to affect people's thoughts on them. It's just the way it is. And I do feel that had these have been not 2 young females, but 2 mid-20-year-old lads, perhaps, the feeling would have been slightly different and the outcome of that would have been slightly different. But look, they're girls. They got given a pass. But it doesn't mean that the story makes sense. It certainly doesn't make sense to me. I just can't work out how you can say that on one hand you're frozen, you're frozen shock phase, you're scared, you're petrified, you've seen things, you've heard things, you've had to run to your housemate's room because you don't want to be on your own. As you're doing that, you see one of your other roommates laying on the floor, and you think, oh, they're passed out drunk. And then you carry on going, you ignore it, then you continue to spend hours upon hours on social media, contacting people, photographs, videos, deleting such, trying to call your family and spending, I don't know, trying to reach out to Brian Kohberger tried to reach out to his family, and a lot of people did videos about it. What the hell was he trying to ring and speak to his family about? Even fucking up time differences. Bearing in mind that at the time when Brian Kohberger rung his dad, it would have been around 9:15, 9:30 in the morning, sort of Poconos time, so not early at all. And Brian Kohberger was an early bird. He was an early riser. He was an early riser. He was someone who didn't really sleep much, it would seem. So, again, unless you go into that with a certain amount of bias, there isn't really a massive amount to it, I don't think. Especially if he's not guilty of this crime. But you've got 2 individuals who are flat. They're literally at ground zero, claiming that they've seen things, they've heard things, they're scared of things, but yet do fuck all. Apart from call friends, get on Snapchat, get on Instagram, get on all of these multiple things. There's numerous reaching out to various people except law enforcement. And then we have the notorious 911 call, where you listen to the 911 call and it seems like the entire situation plays out in the 911 call like nobody really knows what the fuck is going on, and they have to make sure that in that call it's stated that something is happening at our house or happened at our house. There was someone in here, there was someone in the house. So you're thinking to yourself, right, something just ain't right here. And like I say, this ain't about hate. This is about, I don't have any skin in the game, so it don't really affect me at all. But I just would, if I did have skin in the game, I absolutely, undeniably know that I would be turning this situation upside down to find out exactly what really happened. Because there's just too many things that keep changing, too many little elements of this story that keep changing. You know, originally, when we thought, as aforementioned, Xana Canodal's door was shut, he didn't really know anything. They went back in the room, shut the door, went to sleep, woke up a few hours later. I didn't buy it, which I seem to be right that I didn't buy it, because that's not actually what happened, but that would excuse a lot of things, do you know what I mean? People could turn around and say, well, party house, they heard something, they didn't really think nothing of it, so they just fucked off and went back to sleep. But we know that that's not the case. Hours upon hours of social media, the aforementioned situation, just don't buy it. I just don't buy that they didn't know what was going on earlier. And when you hear, actually in the court documents, not me making it up, not Jules making it up, not Jay Ombre making it up, not the other people who are talking about certain things, they didn't make it up. It's in the court documentation that they believe there's evidence of a clean-up. Look, who cleaned up then? Did Brian Koberger clean up? When they said that he was potentially carrying a fucking Hoover, was he really carrying a Hoover? Vacuum cleaner. And he did clean up. Who knows? Who knows? But really, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye.